Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for our final part to our Sharn Chain 2. So in order to pick up this quest again, first off, you need to be in Sharn. To get here, you can access from either the airship or from Harbor. Then you need to have completed the Chain 1, which is all these quests right up here. And then finally, you can head down to Chain 2. You need to complete all of Chain 2, and it'll finally unlock your final part here. Reach for the sky. Now, like the others, the quest entrance is this shaft. Now, this is actually the final part, again, to Chain 2. There are still some out in the cogs. But this quest here has a real big shortcut. And I will definitely bring that up when we get to that point. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we are going to summon in our hirelings. And we're going to get our buffs going. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to actually enter the building here. So we can head and talk to Tora, who'll give us a little bit of information. So the next thing, we're going to want to head up and we're going to want to talk to that scalper. Now, talking to the scalper, he does have some information for us. And you do need to have some basically it is a skill check here. So intimidate, spot, and bluff. You want to try and bluff your way to get a ticket. Once you have your ticket, you do want to head up top here and obviously show the usher the ticket. He'll open our door. Now at this point, we want to head off to the right, following the path here, and talk to this guy, Mullen. Now, when we talk to him, we have two options that he'll do. The first option, essentially, it's going to make for a lot shorter quest, as we don't have to fight our way through the enemies to get to the back. This one here, Detaining the Mercenaries, this one will make the end fight a lot easier. He'll eliminate the end fight. So it's kind of one or the other. You'll either have an end fight or killing everybody and no end fight. For the fastest and easiest route, definitely take that backstage pass. And he's just going to follow behind us here as we head down the path. So we're going to head off to the west, or heading left. And we're going to want to head north to the first room here, into the kitchens. And you'll notice these guys are not attacking us. If we hadn't gotten the backstage passes, then we would have to fight all these Font enforcers all the way through. So once we're through that door, we do want to head up the stairs. We're going to head down the hall and off to the right, going north. You're going to want to head directly through the room to this point. You're going to want to make an immediate right. And all the while you're doing this, of course, you can grab your breakables. You'll notice there is an optional for them. Alright, so we're going to make a right here, heading north, or sorry, heading east. And I believe it is continuing east here. Yes, so you're going to want to continue east, right past these two guys. And then we're going to want to head up the stairs. Once you're at the top of the stairs, you do want to go across. And it'll lead you to this stage area here. From here, you want to climb up the stairs some more until you get to this part. Now at this part, this is where you need somebody with precision jumping. So that, and then you'll have the rest of the party just kind of standing right here. Or they can wait right down here, as we're going to be hopping down to fight Lucy from this section right here. Alright. So, the other person, the one with the precision jumping, you want him to head up top, and you're going to want him to jump across these beams. Now you do want to be careful. If you slip, it is going to teleport you to another location, which it's going to be difficult to get out. There's a lot of fighting involved. But while you're jumping across the beams, you need to come across and pull these two levers. So there's one there, and then there's one here. Once you've pulled both of those levers, that's when you're going to want to head down by Lucy here. And you can actually sneak behind this door. Once you're here, I suggest waiting for the assistant to finish his section. So all this while, we got Lucy and Vaughn in the center stage there. He's kind of doing a sales pitch on an item, and Lucy, his assistant, is basically trying to warn him that, hey, we're here, what the heck. So she gets frustrated, smashes the box, but eventually she'll come back here where you can fight her for optional XP. So we're just waiting for that there. And this will just make it so that you're not having to fight her on the way out, or like have to deal with her chasing you all the way down the stairs. So again, this path that I'm showing you is super fast. It'll really help you get through. It does require you to have access to Dimension Door, either through a scroll or through the spell. Alright, so there she is, now able to become aggressive. Alright, there we go. So nice, easy 2000 XP. Once you're done, you have two doors that you can open. The door to the north, or sorry, the door to the east here. It does have a set of shrines. And I want to point out, all these guys that have the hold monster spell on them, they are spread throughout the quest. So all these forge wraiths, they are spread throughout the quest. And that's going to be important here in just a moment. So now we're going to have to head to the north here, head down the stairs. Alright. So here we are. And if you do need to draw them back, remember you can do so, but you can't go too far back, as if you go too far back up the stairs, it will kind of send you to that special prison I was talking about. And it does put you in the middle of a whole bunch of fight, and it's just a pain at that point. Guys. All right. So once everyone is defeated here in this main hall, of course go ahead and grab your breakables and whatnot. Alright, so now you're going to want to head down either one of these doors. They ultimately both lead to the same one. I personally, I like use this door here. It's less of a middle ground. So you're going to want to poke your head in, and you'll have some enemies. These ones are mostly constructs, though they do have a few kind of squishy ones. And just ultimately defeat these last line guards. Now it does send some of them to the door right there as they're trying to get out. That's the main reason why I like using this door here rather than the middle one, is it will trap some of these guys, allowing us to and they went around. But it does typically trap them and makes it easier to run them back and forth. Alright, so once you're done, you do want to head into the room here that we just cleared. And here's the beacon that was stolen from Stormreach. Now, here's the trick. What you're going to want to do, as soon as we talk, remove the beacon and touch this item and pick it up, it will cause a dimensional anchor throughout the quest. You will not be able to cast Dimension Door or any such thing like that. However, before you do that, you can actually still cast it. So the trick here is you cast Dimension Door right near you, immediately turn around, reach inside, and take the beacon. So we gotta take the beacon here. Bang. And then we can take the Dimension Door immediately. Now what happens is, as soon as you pick up that beacon and you drop that barrier, all those Forge Wraiths that we saw earlier that had the little band around them, the hold monster, they've now become active. So as you'll notice, they're dying. That's because we left all those enemies inside the quest, and they're now actually fighting each other. So at this point, now safely from the entrance here, you can actually, if you so choose, you can head back into the quest and fight them. So you can choose to, again, head in. You'll see as they're still fighting. Here's our guards that we ran into earlier. They're still pacified on our side. And here they are, just fighting away these Forge Wraiths. So you can choose to come in here, get the optional for killing Forge Wraiths. It is worth a little bit of experience. So there's the Forge Wraiths. As you see, almost 5,000 experience for killing them all, but there is 30, so it can take some time. However, if you just want that speedy finish, what you can do from outside here, we're going to actually run past to where the Scalper is, and we're just continue off east to this tower. Now, as you approach the tower, it will spawn in a couple of Forge Wraiths just inside here. So there we go. And then we can actually touch this button to have reverse gravity to throw us partially up. Now it does eventually stop, as you see. And the other option is you could just run all the way up. But again, you can just touch the buttons, head out in the center, and as you're going here, you can see where the buttons are. So you can just keep, running up, touching the button, go to the next floor, and you can do this all the way to the very end until you're at the top. Once at the very top of the tower, you're going to want to head out, cross the bridge, as you'll see a few more Forge Wraiths. take them out there. And then one last one here. Once you have all of them taken care of, you can head over to our button here. And this one will allow us to head up to where that Ford Wraith is sitting up there. So we'll touch that. It'll give us enough airlift to head up and over. And then right here. Once here, same thing, button. And then we want to head up and over to these guys. So this is what I meant by these Ford Wraiths are literally everywhere. So you just gotta watch yourself. Alright, so now at this point, our end fight is actually right there on that ship. So as you can see, it takes out a huge amount of this quest. So it starts off with these mercenaries here. Now these are the other mercenaries that you could have told them to defend. So if you would have gone the other way, killing the people, or rather having him take on the guards, and we're gonna go like kill all the bond people, it would mean all these guys here, they don't fight us. As they're fighting, they're like, nope, we're out, we're not interested. And it lets us make our way closer and closer towards the actual ship here. Guys out, trying to get them lined up here. Don't really want to seem to line up, so let's get the bonus damage up there. There he is. And now we're on to the ship. So from the ship, I'm gonna head up and around. And here's these two guys. I typically pull them to this section here, as I find there's a lot more room to play around with. And there we go. Once they're all defeated, that's it. We've taken back the ship. Quest complete. So as you see, 44,500. Took us 17 minutes, and you can get some really nice end loot out of this chest. Moonrise bracers, for example, for a monk. There's a really nice crossbow that you can drop. There's the Enigma core here. Here's that crossbow, the Thunder Shot. So this one's really nice. As you see, it does give blunted ammo, as well as a few other effects on it, making it a very potent little bow. I actually myself was looking for one of these, so I'm going to grab that right there. And then that's it. So I don't want to leave it here, just in case you yourself don't have access to Dimension Door. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the other path that you can take to get to the roof. So you can either do one of two things from the where you were from where we used Dimension Door. If you didn't happen to have Dimension Door, you can of course head back to the beginning of the quest, the long way, and then head into and fight like the way that we came, or from where we were, there is a ladder that was leading up there. So if you're on this side, this lever you would have pulled. Now, one thing I would like to point out, with the guy who gives the backstage pass, the more enemies you run past, the more you actually pacify and turn on your side, which will help obviously to fight off those forge wraiths, as more of them will be on your side. Alright. So from here, actually go through our gate, heading deeper in. And it's, there we go. We're gonna head down the stairs. And just continue down the stairs. You'll see here they are fighting the forge wraiths, though they're also going to be willing to fight us. So you do got to be careful. And that's mostly because we never ran past these ones. The fort, which you actually can't run past these specific ones, they're always going to be right in that section. Alright, so at this point, here is that ladder. So this ladder will drop you down, and this is where we were at the top of the stage. So once you have fought the guys there, you would just make your way around and head on up. Now, as you'll see, there are plenty of forge wraiths right there in that room, and they actually fall through that floor. So you do gotta be careful, and that's why it is really, really handy to use the Dimension Door, because there is a large amount of forge wraiths that we're just gonna jump down on you immediately. There's a lot right in that area, as you just see them running past here. I'm actually going to hop down, and you'll also see this big boss guy here, kind of a red named one. He is very powerful and can hit super, super hard. And then just with the sheer number of them as well. So as you can see, just a brutal fight, and you know, you're stuck all the way down here. Like, it's brutal. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right here, not including the ones we killed. We got a few wraiths up here, and it's just, it's insanity mode. Like, it's. So I definitely recommend, if you are doing this, go with someone who does have Dimension Door. You'll see how quickly we fell. And like I said, it's just this one fight right here. Though again, having a real healer definitely would also help at that point. And as you see, you know, it doesn't take much to also get all those Forge Wraiths from just those 2 areas where I have 6 left. And again, they're just scattered throughout this complex. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.